I'm Michelle. I have a husband of 24 years. He's a godly man. I'm really thankful for him. And I've got 3 children. I was actually pregnant with Zach when my dad died. He had gone to the Promise Keepers conference with a bunch of men from church. On the Saturday afternoon, he left. As he sat in the parking lot, a car came through the intersection at a really high speed and crashed right into him. And he died alone at a trauma hospital. And I got a call from my brother, and he called me to say I needed to come to my mom's house right away. The police officer was still there. In the course of asking him questions, he did tell us that there was somebody in custody. It changed the feeling of the story. Knowing that there was somebody who chose to drink alcohol and got behind the wheel of his car impaired, it just felt so unjust. And he did plead not guilty. If we had seen somebody who'd acknowledged and admitted that he had taken something so precious from us, it wouldn't have felt so empty in those court proceedings. He was found guilty, and the judge decided that based on his age, he was sentenced to 18 months of house arrest. A full 10 years passed. I asked God to show me people that I needed to forgive, because I knew he had forgiven me for so many things. God really brought this man to mind who'd taken my dad's life. I did fully come to the place where I fully forgave him. Somebody that I knew from my church who worked at Prison Fellowship called me and talked a little bit about this new program, the Sycamore Tree, and the purpose to bring in people who had been impacted by crime. She asked me if I was willing to hear the stories of the women who were serving time for impaired driving causing death. And I'm really glad I heard their stories, because what I heard in their stories was great remorse for what they had done. A little piece of my heart was healed from seeing that remorse. It wasn't the exact person who was responsible for my dad's death, but it didn't matter. I saw it. I was really moved by an inmate who'd written me a letter. And she'd written me a letter just to say how sorry she was for what had happened to my dad. I hugged her. I just felt that's something I wanted to do. It was an incredibly beautiful, joyful thing to be able to give these women a hug. I look at it as an incredible privilege that I got to do that. That because of my story, because of my dad dying, it's a little bit of God's grace and kindness to me that I got to go and speak to women in prison. I don't know if I would have done it otherwise.